Everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and welcome to Friday Fun Live. How are y'all doing out there? Uh, it's been a fun, crazy week here. Um, Let me just go ahead and say hey to you guys in the chat because I so appreciate you waiting so patiently there for me. Make sure that I am live here. Hold on, yeah. Let the commercial zip on by there. Thank you very much. Yay, I see we're there. I got my fingers crossed for the internet connection. It's been a little weird this week, but oops, we'll see what we can do there. So I want to say, hey, good morning to Jan. Thank you for being there this morning, waiting. You're the first one to comment in. And Lynn, thank you so much, sister, for being there. It's so positive. And Joni, she says, Bonnie, wondering what your next project is with all those beautiful colors. I'm going to show you in just a minute. It's actually not a brand new project. It's something that's been in this booklet for a while, and I've gotten special permission to film one of the items in the book, which I have, and I'm going to be releasing it on Monday. So I'm going to share that to you in just a minute. And Jan says, the autumn throw seems to be an easy one. Yes, yes, it is. If you've done any of the cables that I teach, there is a learning curve if you've never done them before, but once you get over that learning curve, I think you just kind of sail along through this one. So let's see, who else do we have here? We have, hey Swati, she says she's juggling today's live with a work meeting, but I'm here as much as I can be. Happy Friday from LA. Wow. Well, Swati, thank you for trying to participate, even though you're kind of juggling things there. Hey, we're ladies, most of us. Some of us are not ladies, some of us are gentlemen, but we're used to juggling, right? um, hey, Hannah, thank you for watching over us today, sweetheart. My daughter's watching over us from Gaithersburg, Maryland, and helping us to administrate the chat. And let's see. Hey, we have Marie. Hey, Marie. Thanks for joining us. Neighbor, just down the road a piece from me. And Joni says, early to bed. See, early to bed, early to rise. That's my philosophy. Absolutely. Although I've not been very good at that, I must confess. Without my husband being here with me, I kind of stay up a little bit late until I'm really, really tired and can go to sleep. Doing a lot of reading. I think I've read more books this past year since we've been, separated geographically only. I've read so many books. I have to put out a book list for you all at some point because I've found some really, really amazing books. We have Alana and Tracy from Northern California. Jane, she says, hi Bonnie and everyone from Western Massachusetts. Hey Jane, stay dry there, my friend. And Tracy's here. She says, and I caught you live. Yes, you did. And we have Patsy from Illinois. And we have Deborah, Tammy. It just jumped as soon as I started to read that. So you have Tammy. We have Joni. She says, okay, got to get that book. They're available. And just to let you all know, I do have some of my books available in my Etsy store. Not all of them, but a couple of them I've actually, I've kind of made them retail price, but with free shipping. And if you want a signed autographed book for Christmas or for someone that might want something like that, just check out my Etsy store. The number of books that I have on here are limited, but I'd be happy to sell them all out to you. Again, no pressure, but just a thought. I do have those available. I have not advertised that very well. I'm not a good advertiser, but I'll tell you since you're my friends. Let's see. We have Jody from the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia. I know where that is, Jody. We go up around that area quite a bit when I'm up in Maryland. And we have Dawnine from Saskatchewan, Canada. And let's see, Pat Dancer's in the chat. And Holly loves crochet. And let's see, Michelle and Sandy and Donna from New Orleans. Oh, I wish I could have gone to New Orleans. Did you know, Donna, I had 2 trips to New Orleans this summer, one for CGOA and one to accompany my husband on his business trip. Of course, neither one of them happened. Still never been to New Orleans, but in 2 years, according to the planning guide, CGOA is supposed to return to New Orleans for a conference if that holds. So we'll see. I hope it does. I'd like to visit you all there at some point. And Heather Jones says, I am crochet that heart throw. Okay, so she's crocheting the Erin Hearts throw. Yeah, definitely post a picture of that when you get it done, Heather. I love seeing everybody's work. You know, I've actually only done that one time myself. You guys, there's some of you out here that have done that so many times. You could probably teach it better than me, and you know, could be the proclaimed expert. I actually only did that really one time in the way that it's on the up on the side according to the pattern, but I have a bigger version, which was my prototype, which actually doesn't look as good. And from that one, I learned what not to do on the one that you guys see. Um, let's see, we have Discovering Hope, which is hi from Rochester, New York. And Terry Redmonds, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and the community from San Diego. Oh, I love San Diego. Hope you all are doing well. Yes, by the grace of God, Terry, we are doing well. Let me tell you a quick story and then I want to continue on. I want to just really focus on your comments today. This past Sunday was interesting. We had some storms pass through our area here in Conway, South Carolina, and we found out after the fact. I remember during the day on Sunday, it got so dark during the day, even with a light, I could not see the work that I was working on. I was resting, relaxing after church, and it got like not quite pitch black, but close, and windy and rainy, and you know, had some storms pass through. And it wasn't until a couple hours afterwards we found out. Well, we knew that there were tornadoes in our area, but we didn't hear anything up close. But we found out later that a tornado actually destroyed a home. I mean, like really wrecked it. Nobody was hurt by the grace of God. There were actually two tornadoes that touched down not too far from us. One was a mile away. I'm not kidding you. I put some pictures on my Facebook post, and I mean, it was something. I mean, it was a pretty well built house too, and it ripped part of the roof off of their barn, and it really hurt their house. It's not livable right now. And it just, you know, the debris was everywhere. I've not been that close to a tornado before, and I don't ever want to be any closer than this to one. But anyway, thankfully the lady's fine. Her family's taking care of her. There was somebody in the house, but again, nobody was injured. So we're, you know, I have a lot to be thankful for. Just driving by there was really eye opening. So giving thanks that, you know, everything was fine after that. So yeah, and I wanted to thank you guys for going to Lovecrafts and voting. If you haven't voted yet, you still can vote. The link is in the video description below. One of my designs, I don't have it here to show you, but you'll see the picture of it. It's a picture of the the Wheatfield Cape. Is not one of the 10 designs nominated for Pattern of the Month on Lovecrafts. And it's kind of a, you know, it's a voting thing. You know, the most popular kind of a thing wins. And you know, which is kind of cool. I'm just really feeling honored that they picked one of my designs to do that. But so far, you guys have put me way in the lead, and I'm really thankful for that. We might actually win it this month. And if I do, it's because you guys, you know, spent some time doing some of the admin stuff online, which I know is not easy to follow a little trail to do things like that. But I talked about it in last week. If you go to the link that I showed you, you have to kind of go down and click another, you know, vote thing, and then you kind of click on the heart of the one thing that you like, and you can only vote one time, and you do have to have an account with Lovecrafts in order to do that. And if you don't have an account, it's easy to set one up, but if you're not into that, I totally respect that. I totally get that. But anyway, so let me go ahead and see who else is in the chat here. I see a lot of comments coming in. Let's see. We have Anna from Roma. Good morning. I was actually watching a movie last night that was filmed in Rome. I loved visiting Rome back in 2013. Would love to go again. Might be able to go again in 2022 if things go well, but I'm not holding my breath. um, and we have Marcia. She says, "Hi Bonnie, I got the magazine. Thanks so much. Yay, Marcia! I'm glad it made it to you." Um, Hello, Jane, from your neighbor in Central Massachusetts. And we have Celine in the chat. We have Rita. She's working on the Celtic mandala throw as a Christmas gift for her grandson. Excellent, Rita. Please post a picture if you can on my Facebook page. I would love to share those things. It's just blesses me to see others work, and I think it encourages other crocheters to take the step of faith and just try something a little harder so that you can increase the skill set there. We have Candice from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right, Candice. Pittsburgh is a cool town. My husband took me to Pittsburgh many years ago for our anniversary, believe it or not, because there was the show Riverdance was there, and we got to see Riverdance live in downtown Pittsburgh. It was fabulous. Um, can't get enough of that music or that show. I know it may sound old-fashioned and the music's been out there for 20 years, but it's great music. We have Tamara from Belgium. Wow, welcome, friend. And Anne from Kilkenny, Ireland. Wow, welcome, Anne. Wow, that's great. I'd love to go there someday. Haven't been to that part of Ireland. I've been mostly to the southern part and the western part, but we really would like to visit there. Um, we have Jacqueline from Los Angeles, and everything just jumped a second. Hold on. I'm getting behind in my comments, that's why. Oh, wow, there's a lot of comments here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I'm backing up quite a bit. Oh, what is your Etsy address? Denise, that's in my video description below. If you scroll down there, it'll say Bonnie's Books Etsy store, something like that. It is down there in the video description. And if you have trouble, you might have to click on a little arrow, a little triangle thing that opens up all the information and the links that I have there. Maybe Hannah can find that. I'm a little behind here. I want to try to get through some of these. Oh wow, Jan says she's reading Billy Graham's autobiography. That's a good book. I haven't read it, but we do have that book. I need to get that off the shelf back home. And we have Left is Right Crochet with Sandy. And we have Karen from Phoenix, Arizona. She says, "Can you stand and show the shawl you are wearing?" I would. I've got my laptop and everything on my lap, but this is the shawl. This is the Celtic Diamond Shawl, and the tutorials are on this channel. So if you go to my homepage, you can find them there, Karen. If you need any help finding this, you can always contact me, or well, you can contact me at bonniebay@me.com, and I'll be glad to point that out to you. There's a whole there's the left-handed and the right-handed versions are available for that. And Marcia says, "I'm reading Victoria Garden, which I am just loving. The characters are land girls during wartime in England." Oh, wow, that sounds interesting, Marcia. Wow, and Karen says, "It's snowing in Wisconsin." Well, it's going to be in the 80s here today, but that's going to be changing soon. Terry says, "Wow, Bonnie, how do you read all those books with such a busy life? If I read as fast as I buy, would be in good shape." Terry, I am a slow reader, just for the record. I'm not reading a ton of books, but I'm reading more than I ever have. That's simply because it's just lonely in the evenings once my mother-in-law goes to bed. I have a few hours, and I might work on some crochet, but usually by then I'm so tired that I just need to wind down with a good book. And we have Tracy from North Carolina, and and Mary says hi from Bartonville, Illinois. Wow. And I think I finally caught up. Now I've got to go scroll down, guys, and see what I missed here, because I want to be sure to just really focus on you guys today. I don't really have a whole lot else to show you. Actually, I do. I have a couple things, but I'll get to that in a minute. We have, Donna from Oxford, North Carolina. And Celine wants to know how I'm doing. Doing good, doing well, by the grace of God. going to be doing even better next week, I hope, because my hubby is coming down to South Carolina, and Hudson's going to be coming with. I don't know if Hannah, you're going to be able to come or not because she's still finishing up school. But Hudson and my husband Craig at least are going to be coming down because the following week, or during the following week after that, my son's finally going to get to walk across the stage and graduate, although he's been working a job from what he went to school to study for months now. It's just that the graduation that was supposed to take place in May was bumped back because of the pandemic. But and he was asking, Mom, do you want me to walk? Do I need to do this? And I'm like, yeah, you do. You really do. Even if it's just for the picture. We've already got his diploma sitting, needing to be framed, but he's already got his certifications and all that. It's like, no, yeah, you need to walk. You need to do this. This is from me, not for you. This is for me. So, and you moms and dads out there, you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, it's important. It's just symbolic, but symbolism is important. Yeah, I think. Let's see, we have Christine she says, hello from Southern California. I am new to crochet and I'm currently making your ripple granny square baby blanket for my granddaughter. I was worried it was going to be too difficult. Well, I'm hoping you didn't find it too difficult, Christina. That is one of my favorites actually to do. It's goes along really fast, and I just really like using self-striping yarn on that too because it really makes some really fun patterns. Yeah, Donna Marshall says, I was so disappointed when the conference was canceled. Oh, Donna, boy, I was so disappointed too. I even bought 2 plane tickets to 2 different places where I was supposed to teach. I still have them somehow if I can use them within, the year, but I don't even know if that's going to be possible. I know I lost the rental on a car for one of these trips. It's like, whatever, just have to cut our losses and run, and just be thankful that I wasn't using that money in medical expenses, to be quite honest. So my husband's really great about not worrying about stuff like that, and I've learned a lot from him over the years in that regard. So see, let's see. Kimberly says, good afternoon from Richmond, Virginia. A rainy day here. I'm a beginner in crochet. You want to crochet a blanket. Well, Kimberly, welcome. I've got a lot of beginning things on my channel. If you want to check it out, if you ever have trouble finding it, just contact me. I'll go ahead and put my contact below, just to have it referenced. It's bonniebay@me.com, and I try to keep up with that as much as possible. Yeah, Mary Lou says hi from Arizona, and Ann Walsh he's not gotten a chance, I guess, to try the Celtic cable yet. I'll get there. Getting near lockdown again here in Ireland, so I'll be checking you out soon. Sorry about that, Anne. I hope those vaccines get out there. I know that there are 6 different companies in the U.S. as of what I heard on the news yesterday. I'm hoping that was accurate. 6 different companies that are very close to having theirs available. So you never know what's going to happen. Maybe, maybe 2021 is going to be the year for everybody to get out there and travel and do what they need to do. Maybe just a little longer, but Anne, I hope things go well. Just stay safe, my friend. And Candice asked, are you going to crochet or just chat? Candice, usually during these Friday times, I don't do stitch demonstrations so much. I have over 600 videos on my channel though, so you'd be looking for something like that. But this is mostly a time just to kind of touch base with. It's just kind of a community chat, fun time. I will go ahead and show you some things if you want to see something, because I got a lot going on here in the realm of crochet. I don't know if you remember, but a couple months ago, I showed you the lamb shop kit box. I don't know if you all remember this. And the sweet lady that is starting this business, she's a stay-at-home mom, I believe, with her small children, and she has been working very hard to put these kits together. And her site just went live. I have the link in the video description below. But I have been working on the kit that she sent me. She sent me this to evaluate and to try. And I am working on, I'll just show you a picture. This is what I am working on right now. It's a knit project. And I am learning new things as I go through this, and I'm really enjoying it. This is called the Trailing Ivy Shawl. And I don't have, mine doesn't look nearly as beautiful as that just yet, but I wanted to show you because in this kit, I mean, she sent everything that, excuse me, some stitch markers and some needles. Now I did go out and purchase one of these. This is a cabling needle, and these are great. I actually have a video showing a different kind of needle, but these are so much better. And I've learned how to do some cables, but this one doesn't have a lot of cables, but let me show you. This is upside down, so this is kind of looking this direction because you start at the top and you work your way down. But I wanted to show you, it's really harder to see these things when they're on the needles like this. I wanted to show you, I started on the ivy. So I'm starting to work on that little section where the ivy is. And I've gone through almost two balls of yarn, and this is going to take 3. So I'm going to be starting the 3rd ball very soon. And I know what I'm showing you, it's, you can't really tell what this is just yet, but this is just a progress report. I will show you more as I get closer, but let me try this side again. Let me just show you. Okay, maybe this is better. Can you see that? The beginning of the ivy coming down. I'm so excited. I'm learning things that I didn't know before. And what I'm finding is that things that look, complicated, even like, can you see that? Even things like that, you look at that. I looked at that and I thought, oh my gosh, that's going to be swimming in the ocean. Forget the deep end of the pool. This is going to be swimming with sharks, right? It's not. And that's what's so cool is with knitting, you're really talking about maybe 2 or 3 stitches, and that's it. Basically 2, a knit and a purl, and it's just learning to do different things with them. It is how they get these fancy effects. So I'm real excited to be finally learning how to do this, and I'm actually enjoying it. So yeah. Let's see. Let me see. Christine says, I'm doing pretty good so far. Thank you for your great tutorials. Oh, my pleasure, Christina. I already read that. I'm sorry. I'm rehashing things. But Celine says, so beautiful scarf and blanket. Thanks for your tutorials. My pleasure, Celine. Let's see. We have Charlotte from Ohio. Jan says she saw the picture. Yeah, the house was pretty much flattened, and talking about that tornado that hit near us. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but part of the roof in the house actually landed on their car. So their car is also experiencing quite a bit of damage. If they probably have to total that as well. So yeah, and it's the people who own the Tyler company around here. They have a farm business. So, hardworking folks. And Lynn Morris says hello. Says hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And we have Creatively Tracy. And let's see, we have Faye from the UK. Hey Faye, thanks for joining us from all the way across the pond, my friend. And Left is Right Crochet with Sandy says, we get tornadoes locally every year. The neck light is invaluable during the neck. I'm not sure what that means. If that's okay, power outages don't matter. Yeah, if you survive a tornado, don't worry about that. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize about living in the South here. People who don't live in the South, if you know what I mean, is that when we get hurricanes, they oftentimes spawn tornadoes as well. So just because a hurricane has passed doesn't mean that we're in the clear. You got to keep your ear out, and that goes for, when the remnants of hurricanes, of course, go north. They spawn lots of tornadoes. So you have to be so careful. And Jan, thank you for voting. Getting back to that. the design seems to be doing really well, Jan. Really, really strong right now. So thank you. This is still only the 16th of October. We still have 2 weeks or so to go. So we'll see what happens. If we win, I'll let you guys know. We'll have a party and I will give some things away, I promise. Um, let's see. We have Terry Redmond says, praise God for his mercy, sending forth angels to protect you. Yes. Yes, God is good, and I'm just glad that nobody got hurt, in either of the touchdowns that they had here. We have Genevieve. Hello, Genevieve. I love that name, by the way. We talked about that last week. Jan says, left is right. I need to order my neck light. Yeah, you guys have to fill me in. I'm not sure what a neck light is. We have Barb in the chat. And Suzanne says, hello from Louisiana. We'll check out the Cape and new to your channel. Well, welcome, Suzanne. We got lots and lots of things. Whatever you're looking for. If you ever have trouble finding something, or if you're looking for something in particular, just let me know and I'll see if I can help you out. When I go to my own channel anymore, I forget that I have stuff on there. It's kind of starting to become more like an encyclopedia for crochet. We have Amy Jo in our chat today, and Denise from Anderson, Indiana. Brett's mom is there. She said, hi, Bonnie and all. Hope everyone is having a blessed day. Yeah. And we've got some more. We have a wonderful comment, I hope, in Arabic. Hannah, if you could translate that Arabic comment, honey, I would love to know what they're saying there. We have Irma she says, hello from New York. I've been working on my first sweater and I'm super excited to finish it. I would love to see that, Irma. I would love to see, what yarn you used and how you like that design. That was a really fun one for me to make. It's just since I've been in South Carolina, excuse me, hasn't been cold enough for me to wear it here. I need to go back home to Maryland in the 20-degree weather to put that on. We have Laura. Hey, Esther. Esther's in our chat today. She says, yes, Lamb Shop Kit's website looks very nice. I'll take another look at the website after the chat. And the other thing about the Lamb Shop Kit's website is I'm going to be working with her in the future to be designing some projects, I hope. So anyway, if you just want to take a look, just take a look at her website. It's beautiful, even though she doesn't have crochet there yet that I'm aware. But we're working on that. We're going to be teaming up to see what we can do. Her yarn that I've been using is wonderful. It's been really nice. We have Laura from Inner Banks of North Carolina. Well, that's cool, Laura. I actually honeymooned in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Had a wonderful time. Went down to Kill Devil's Hill and all that, if I'm saying that right. I just remember that place in particular because we're kind of flight enthusiasts here in our family. We have Karen from Louisiana. She says, we have had 2 hurricanes back to back in 6 weeks, lots of damage. Oh, I've been watching that in the news, Karen. So amazing. I'm glad that second hurricane didn't strengthen as much as they said it would, and I'm glad it didn't hit exactly in the same place. But yeah, you guys have really had a rough summer. Reminds me of my daughter-in-law, Christy. She grew up in the panhandle of Florida, and they would get hurricanes every year. And so far this year, they've had at least 2 or 3, I think, if I'm counting right. So, I mean, they're just prepared. They know what to do and how to do it. And Brad's mom says, I voted last week. I wish I could vote more than once. Yeah, me too. But thank you for taking the time and effort to do that. I think it probably makes it more fair if people just have one vote, right? Just like in our coming up election, which we're not going to go into, I promise. And Judy wants to know, is that a pocket shawl you were wearing? No, Judy, it's not a pocket shawl, but if you wanted to make it one, you could probably put a pocket on it. I actually just ordered some yarn to make a pocket shawl, although it wasn't called a pocket shawl. It's called the Doolin Delight. It's in my first book, Contemporary Celtic Crochet. I'm going to be filming that for a future release. It's going to probably be, it definitely will be pushed to 2021 for that release. But I'm going to be working on one from my first book. And again, as soon as I get the yarn and get that ready, it'll be up. But again, it'll be 2021 before that happens. But I would love to pick your brains to hear what you all think about that. Um, I was gonna put a, I'm gonna put a, what do you call it? A survey up on my community section when I'm done later on today. And I'll give you a preview. The survey question is going to be on these pocketed shawls. Do you want a hood? Yes or no? That's just my question. Do you want a hood on this pocketed shawl? And tell me, are hoods good or hoods bad? You know, what's your opinion? You know, I could make a design that, you know, has that as an option. Personally, I never wear hoods unless it's on a hoodie. And even then, rarely, it usually gets in the way of my hair in the back. So I'm not a big fan of hoods, but if you guys are, I want to know that. And you know, just let me know. Let me know. I will definitely take your opinions to heart and go from there. Judy says, see, Jacqueline says, I learned to knit when I was 10 and began crocheting when I turned 15 and never went back to knitting, but thinking of starting again. Casting on was always my problem. Jacqueline, I get that. I have a double tail cast on video that I think is slow enough that, yeah, I have to go slow to learn things at first, and I figured most other people are in the same boat. So if you want to take a look at that, that learning the double tail cast on from my friend Lana at the yarn store in Maryland, helped me a lot, and it's kind of a cool cast on, and that's all I use. So, um, you know, take a look at that, and I think, you know, once you do that, it's really not as hard as I ever thought. And using Continental method, which is the one I teach in my videos, um, it rocks. It's made me enjoy something I thought I'd never be able to enjoy. Okay, Wanda says, so glad to hear everyone was safe during the storm. Praise the Lord. Absolutely, Wanda. Proud Grammy Crochet, hey, it says, hi from Washington State. We had a small tornado here last week, 90 miles an hour. Wow. Uh, and Jan, thank you for your woohoo. I pray you win. That would be, thank you. Esther, she says, hi from Kerry, Ireland. Love your shawl and the design on it. What pattern did you use? The pink is beautiful too. Um, the pattern is called the Celtic Diamond Shawl. Is that right? No, Celtic Diamond Wrap. I'm sorry, I'm getting my terms mixed up. And it is on my channel. You get the complete video tutorials. I don't own the rights to the pattern, but that is available from Annie's in one of the magazines that was published last year. And I don't know if you all know this, but if you become a subscriber to Crochet World magazine, you get access to the older ones too, digitally, which is really cool. Now, I don't know how far they go back, but they used to go back a couple years where you could go and download older magazines. I'm pretty sure that's the way it is still. So if you, I don't know, just a suggestion. I know it costs money to do these things. I'm totally aware of that. But it's such a value. With every, let me show you the crochet magazine. I showed this to you all last week. And for those of you who didn't know, last week I gave some of these away, but my poncho's on the cover. Yay. And this design is up in my on my YouTube channel as well. It's called the Lattice Cabled Poncho. But when you buy these magazines, see, this one has 25 different patterns. And I know you're not going to like everything. I don't crochet everything necessarily either. But I love seeing the different ideas. And sometimes I can take an idea, even from a dishcloth or something like that. It's like, I can use that somewhere else. So if you're looking for ideas, you don't even have to crochet anything out of these things. But I mean, these are just fun. These are fun. As I was going to say, I'll go ahead and say, these are fun bathroom reads. For those of you who have magazine rack in your restrooms at home, I'll confess, I do. Or at least a stack of them handy. So yeah, anyway, okay, maybe too much information there, but anyway, that's the way I roll. Let's see. Oh, Bobby Preston's here. Hey, Bobby, how are you doing? I hope things are going well with you. And let's see, Paula says, hello, Bonnie and other yarn friends. And let's see, there's a question that just zoomed ahead of me here. Um, Sorry, guys. I don't know why this does this. All of a sudden, it just jumps. Um, la la la. Do you know? Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Esther's trying to find out what the Arabic writing was saying. Um, okay, so this is a neck light. Creatively, Tracy says neck light is a bendable light you wear around your neck so you can crochet in the dark or with dark yarn. I thought it was a tornado rescue device of some sort, but I guess if you're crocheting and the lights go out, it is a rescue device in some way. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, now I know what a neck light is. It's literally a neck light. Okay, got it. I'm a little slow sometimes, most of the time. Anyway, um, Genevieve says, thank you so much, Bonnie, for loving my name. Yes, I thank you for the vote, Genevieve. Yeah, Genevieve, your name just takes me back to the sweet days of raising my children and reading the story Madeline, even though it's spelled with a J instead of a G. But anyway, yeah, it's just such a beautiful name. Kimberly says, I have 2 crochet blankets with the herringbone half and the herringbone half double crochet in. I am a beginner. Wow, if you're doing that as a beginner, Kimberly, you're rocking it. You shouldn't have any trouble with the stuff on my channel. Good for you. Um, okay, Hannah did find the Arabic word. She said, God bless the most gracious, the splendor of God. Okay, thank you, Hannah, for translating that Arabic comment for us. Brad's mom says, I have 2 neck lights. One looks like a magnifier and lights up. Got it at a dime store years ago. I have another one years ago from Costco with lights on each end. It's flexible. Cool. I have to remember that. I may need something like that for knitting at night because that green yarn is beautiful. It's dark, but when the lights go out or when the sun goes down, it's harder to see. And we have Susan A.B. from South Florida. Oh, my old stomping grounds. Hey, Susan. And Wanda's in the chat. Hey, Wanda, my truck driving crochet extraordinaire friend. And Jan says, necklight from Amazon. I was going to say Arizona there for a minute. Necklight from Amazon is adjustable like a snake that you can fit on your neck with lights on both ends. Cool. And hey, Melanie. Hello, beautiful. Back to you. That's so sweet. And let's see. Thank you for your vote, Sandra. And Tracy says hi from Sydney, Australia. One of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen in the world. Welcome, Tracy. I hope the weather is well there. You guys are getting ready to, you're in spring now, right? You guys are going from winter to summer, and we're in fall, so they're in the southern hemisphere. Boy, that was so wonderful. When I got to go there, it was getting very cold, and the time that I went to Australia, it actually snowed in my hometown in Maryland, and we were wearing shorts and t-shirts in Sydney. It was great. That was so much fun. Um, yep. And let's see, we have Laura. She said, I just ordered some Icelandic wool yarn. I'm so excited to work with it. It is so light and warm and yum. Ooh, you have to post a picture of what you make with that, Laura. I would love to see some Icelandic yarn. I'm guessing it's, yeah, wool. Yeah, I'm guessing it's some special kind of breed of sheep that we may not have here. We have Cat Tells. It says, Bonnie, what is the project you have displayed for your Friday Fun Live that is pictured? Well, Kat, let me go ahead and show you, since I'm finally getting through some of the comments. Let me show you. I used a slightly different color than what is in the picture that I posted and what is in the booklet. But this is called the Rainbow Baby Blanket. Isn't this pretty? And let me tell you, the yarn does all the work for you. And I'll tell you some of the stitches. We have the woven stitch, which I know some of you have a love-hate relationship with. And we have the low front ridge. We have some Celtic weave. And we have some more woven stitch. And I snuck a cable stitch in there. And we have some some arrow stitches worked in the round. So it's worked a little bit differently. This is actually an older design from the Celtic mandala throw. The Celtic mandala throw is a more recent design. And let me show you, this published a few years back. So I worked the woven stitch differently than I did in the newer design. So I'm trying to figure what the copyright date is on this. Okay, this is 2018. It seems like a long time ago. Okay, maybe it was 2018. Boy, I guess it's been a long year. It feels like it's been like 5 years ago, but it wasn't 5 years ago. And it's in this book. I'll show you another picture of it as soon as I get to it. This is the picture of it in the book. And I use this yarn. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures on my Facebook page, but when this yarn came, I'm not going to get into this delivery problem I had with it, but I'll just suffice it to say I had to literally wring the water out of the yarn because it was left out in the rain by the delivery person. So I had to wring the water out of this yarn by hand, but just to show you how durable this yarn is, I guess it's been washed once already in a sense, but this is the same yarn that I was wringing the water out of from that delivery that was left out. Okay, don't focus on the negative stuff. So anyway, so this is 100% acrylic. It's a DK weight yarn. It's by Lion Brand. It's called Lion Brand Mandala Baby. And if you go to their website, I do have a link for this in the video description below. I took 2 scans. You use about, or skeins, however you want to pronounce it. I grew up saying scans. So I know I've had people criticize and say, oh, you're saying it wrong. Well, I've been saying it wrong for 50 years, so please forgive me. That's the way my Ohio-born mom taught me to say it. But anyway, and it's really hard to say it differently, but takes 2 cakes of yarn. You use about 1.5. So there's plenty of leeway for you to manipulate the color scheme. You know, you can start with whatever color you want in the middle and then end it with whatever, you know. And I did not, other than choosing where to start the yarn, I didn't manipulate the yarns at all. I didn't run across any knots in this one. Now, I'm not saying there aren't going to be knots in the other cakes of yarn, but I didn't see any. They didn't have any this time around. I'm sure they exist, but so this is coming on Monday, the Rainbow Baby Blanket. The pattern is only available, the written pattern is only available in this book, and primarily because Leisure Arts, I love Leisure Arts, they own the rights to this publication. But you know what? This whole book is only $9.99, and I think it's even cheaper. I think it's like $7.99 for the digital download from Leisure Arts. A link again is in the video description. But I wanted to show you, I think I showed this to you before. I'll show you my favorite design in here, besides the blanket. It's right here. Because you know me, I love ponchos. And this is using the Caron self-striping yarn. So lots of texture that's mostly using, a little closer, mostly using basket weave trimmed with some arrows. But this is so much fun. And when I make these, I send the projects into Leisure Arts and they basically keep them. But I tell you, this is the one design I wanted to have them send back to me, but I don't have it. I need to make another one so I can wear one at some point. But there is also another baby blanket in here using the Ombre by Red Heart. It's a very nice self-striping yarn, but with very long, subtle color changes. It's beautiful yarn. And there's a backpack, and I love backpacks. Anyway, I've shown you most of this before, but that's the main, this is the main goodie, and that's coming on Monday. So I'm going to put this, I'll just put it over here. Well, there we go. You can make it look nice at least. All right, so let me see. I know I missed a lot of comments here, but let's see. I really enjoy doing this. this particular blanket again too. See, Jane. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Jane says, I was in Stoneville, North Carolina this past Saturday for my granddaughter's wedding, and Hurricane Delta made it rain all day. It was an outside wedding, but didn't dampen our day. Oh my goodness. Whew. Well, I'm glad you got to get together for your granddaughter's wedding. That's wonderful, even if it's indoors. That's wonderful. Uh, um, we have Susie Q from the UK. Hey, Susie Q, that's a cool name. Um, and Swati says, "Oh my goodness, I can't wait for that pattern. The Duel and Delight is a gorgeous pattern." Oh well, thank you, Swati. That was one of my favorites. I again named for a little town that my husband and I got to visit when we were in Ireland. Beautiful, beautiful place. Um, see, Barb says yes, hood on pocket shawl. Okay, noted, Barb. Um, and Laura says no hood. Maybe just my 2 cents. You know, I'll probably have to do one of each. I think that's what I'll try to do. Have to figure this out. I might do the one without the pockets. I mean, I'm sorry, with the pockets, but without the hood from my book, and then maybe have to just come up with another one that has a hood. I think I'm gonna have to do that, but it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a little while before I can get to that because I've got some other stuff lined up that I can't wait to show you. But anyway, we have Jan Beckwith says hello from North Carolina. Hey neighbor. And Ann Walsh says I love the shawl. Well, thank you, Ann. Yep, the Celtic Diamond wrap is on my channel, ready to go. Suzanne Bridges, can you talk about ways you hold a hook? That's the way I wound up with some problem with your wrist. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Very painful. I hold my hook like a pencil. Lots of wrist movement. How do you? No hood. Noted. That's funny. Boy, it's funny. I guess people, if they don't know what we're talking about, would probably, if they go through the halfway part of this video, are going to be like, what are they talking about? Okay, I'll talk about the hook in just a second. See, Jan says a hood is good. Lynn likes hoods. Paula does not. Terry, yes, hood. This is the only social media platform I have the yarn. Okay, so it looks like we're about half and half on the hood, or maybe more towards the hood. So okay, yes, hood on pocket shawl, says Karen. And Tracy, a hood would be good. Okay, noted, you all. I will do a hood on something. I'll do one without, and I'm going to do one with as soon as I get the idea. Um, thank you, Dana, for translating that for us. Would love, see, Jan says, would love a hooded shawl pattern to crochet. They do have some at Annie's now, in case you all are looking for something right away. But I think I may have to work up something with cables just to up the ante a little bit. And Wanda says, no hood for me. And let's see, Swati says, I'm not a hood person either, but either way, if it's there, you can choose to add it or not. Exactly, Swati. Yeah, that's my thoughts as well. Hannah says, never thought there would be a debate about hood or no hoods for a crochet project. Yeah, it's funny. We got to have the controversy, right? No. But this is friendly controversy. This is more of a personal opinion, personal choice. And we're all creative enough here to do what we like, what we want, what we like. And Suzanne says, finally catching you live. Yay. Yes, Jan, that was a beautiful message from Dana. Let's see, creatively, Tracy says, okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about this a second, because that seems like something that might help some. I know there are two different ways to hold the hook. Now, I hold mine, I guess you'd call this a knife hold, I don't know, but I usually put my finger right where that flat space is on my hook, and that keeps the direction of the head of the hook from turning. I know you can't see because this is so far away, but this is just what I do. I know it's a lot of movement, but I know the other way that people hold their hook is like, okay, I guess this is the pencil hold. I guess a lot of people do this. I've never been able to do the pencil hold. I just grab it and go, and can get a lot of speed. Um, and not boasting or anything, but they had this contest a couple years ago at CGOA to see who's the fastest crocheter, and it was the first time I won. Again, I was very happy about that. I'd never thought I would, but anyway, so I won that one. And I had a hook that was similarly shaped to this. It was an inline hook. Now, full disclosure, the following year they had another contest, but they didn't give me an inline hook, and they gave everybody the same hooks. They gave me one of those boy shaped. It wasn't a boy hook, but it was a tapered hook, a lot like the BOYE hooks, and it's very different. It's it's almost like a totally different craft for me when you give me a boy hook. I can't do anything with them. Nothing personal against the company. It's just I have been an inline Susan Bates girl for more than 50 years now, and it's really hard to change that. So they gave me the boy shaped tapered hook, and I had to concentrate on every single strand I pulled through. Was somehow ended up in third place in that contest, but and the other thing that happened during that contest is my yarn was all knotted. So I had to spend about 30 seconds of this crocheting time unknotting yarn, believe it or not. And in spite of that, came in third, which I was happy. But if they had given me a hook like this, I would have been first again, I think. But anyway, but they didn't. And I was cheerfully in third place, and I was fine with that, sort of. but but yeah, I hold my hook like this. But everybody does it a little bit differently. I am not the expert. This is not the only way you do it. I have my strong preferences, but that's just the way I've done over the years, and it's just really hard to undo habits. Um, One thing I could recommend if you've got too much motion in your wrist, I don't believe I'm telling you this. 5 years ago, if you told me I'd be telling you to try knitting, I wouldn't have believed it. But I would say take a look at knitting, because knitting has much less motion of your wrist. When you learn to do it right, and if you learned the continental method, the motion per stitch is very minimal. And if my hands and arms start to hurt my arms can hurt up in here from all the motion, probably because I'm going so fast a lot of the times to get things done. And once that starts to happen, I put it down and take a break. And if I want to pick something else up, I actually do a little bit of knitting if I feel up to doing something. And that, just because there's not as much motion, it takes longer to get the fabric, sure, but the wear and tear on the hands is much less, in my opinion. So take that, hope that helps, for what it's worth. Yeah, and creatively, Tracy says maybe try an ergonomic hook. Maybe this particular hook. It comes with this handle like this. It's called the soft. It's not squishy or anything, but it is longer, and it gives me a little more to hold on to, and it's more comfortable for my hand as well. And I've got these in all sizes. I do have a link for those in the video description. They sell them on Amazon. I don't know if you can get all sizes there, but they also sell them at Joann fabric stores, at least where in my area. When I'm in Maryland, they don't have those stores here in South Carolina, and otherwise they're really hard to find. So check the Amazon link. Even the Amazon prices, which are pricier than Joann Fabrics. And Joann Fabrics, I think I've never paid more than $2.99 for one of these hooks. No joke, $2.99. I mean, that's nothing. It's not like one of those $15 or $10 hooks. But I just think these are the best for me personally. But if you need to get a bigger, squishier things to hold on the handle, definitely look into that. Barb says, just subscribed last week to Crochet World, and yes, you can go back 2 years digitally. Thank you, Barb, for confirming that. I know things, constant change is here to stay in this realm, but thank you. So if you do subscribe to Crochet World magazine. Again, I'm not pushing any of this. I'm just showing you where there are some, uh, options. If you do subscribe to this, then you get 2 years worth. So let's do the math here. There are 4 editions per year, so that's approximately 100 designs per year. And if you subscribe, you already have access to 200, approximately 200 designs. 200 designs. I mean, that's a lot. And for what you pay for this. And it also helps to keep this industry alive. Um, they work a lot, Crochet World works a lot hand in hand with a lot of yarn companies. So, it's keeping an industry alive as well. And yeah, you can find everything, you can find stuff free. I get that. I have some free things on my channel, as my Lovecraft store as well. Which, I do that to help people who are being introduced to crochet to feel like they can give it a try without investing. But yeah, there are free patterns out there, but sometimes it's good to support the people who are making a living doing this, and people like Jackie Doherty and Carol Alexander, who have been editing this magazine for years. Jackie took the place of Carol several years ago, and both of these women are wonderful people, and they have, because of their work and in the industry, I think they have elevated the level of crochet design from when I was getting these back in the 70s. I mean, the quality is so much better than it used to be even 10 years ago in that magazine. I've seen it go up and up and up and up. So anyway, I just throw that out there. It is a good investment, and it's great to have that piece of paper, that booklet in your hand. I gotta have the booklets. I don't do well with cyber stuff, at least when referring back to things. So thank you again, Barb, for saying that. And Terry wants to know, have I ever made a project using the pooling technique? I actually did accidentally before pooling was a thing. And if you go to the Red Heart Yarns site, there's a scarf it's made out of the woven stitch. It's a scarf and hat set. It's in this bright pink and purple color, and you'll see the pooling effect in the scarf. I wasn't even trying to do that, but that's just the way the yarn worked out. But other than that, I haven't really focused a lot on that. My friend Marley Bird, kind of rocks that, and that's her thing. And she has many more tutorials and designs using that technique. And she's really excellent at that. So if you're interested in the pooling, I would just point you to her for that. She does a really great job with that. So anywho, um, and Jane says, can't wait to get her copy of Crochet World. Gorgeous poncho. Thank you, Jane. So, but the pooling technique is pretty cool. I know I just had a bunch of comment all at the same time. Okay, looks like we had a troll in our midst. Thank you, Hannah, for taking care of that. Okay, sorry guys, I'm catching up here. Okay, sorry. I'm just backing up. Okay, fishes. What happened here? It's just like all of a sudden, it's like all of a sudden everything came in. It wasn't there before. Okay, I'm not going to be able to go through all the comments, it looks like. Thank you guys for being so patient. Okay, man, it's like all of a sudden everything showed up. I should sing do 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 do. Maybe not. So it looks like you guys like the baby blanket. Thank you. The yarn, let me tell you, the yarn just really makes this. It's almost like I didn't read any of my questions, guys. It's like I got like 100 things just popped in there all at the same time. Okay. So I see Deborah says that it snowed, or what? It snowed in the Twin Cities. Wow. She just said she popped away to vote for the pattern. Thank you for doing that. She said that she found out it snowed. Wow. Um, and Wanda saying hi to all the Tar Heels. And Jan says, the magazines are the best bathroom reads. Absolutely. Um, yeah. Duh. Okay, well, I'm going to probably be skipping some of these. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, I can't skip this one. Diana says her cancer is gone. Oh, my goodness, Diana, that's wonderful. Um, thank you for, for posting that. That's fabulous. Been praying for some of you all who have posted in the past, and I've been wondering about some updates, but I just never know if you're in the chat or not. I'm so happy to hear that. That is a perspective builder for all of us. Okay, okay, I think I've caught up. Um, okay, so that is fabulous, Diana. Praise the Lord. Yes, Jan. Um, oh, and Danya says she's still up from yesterday crocheting. Um, yes, Barb, I do have a poncho video for that crochet rule design. Um, yeah, everybody's just encouraging Diana. That's so great. I'm so glad I backed up to see that comment. That is so amazing. Um, okay, we got some messages here. Hannah, thank you again. Thank you for doing such a good job. And we have, okay, thank you, Pat, for your vote. Let's see. Oh, we have Stephanie from Germany. Welcome, my friend. Um, let's see. Uh, thanks for translating that comment, Hannah. It says, it's from the comment from Italy, says she loves all your works and she makes your blankets. Oh, how sweet. I can't imagine though if I was only speaking Italian to to have to, if I only spoke English, to like be trying to, watch a video with somebody speaking another language. But people do that. It's really amazing. Um, very, very patient people out there. So Connie is there. She said, I love your shawl. Thank you, Connie. It's on my channel, the Celtic Diamond Wrap. All the videos are up there if you wanted to look that up. Thank you, guys. Okay, looks like the blanket was a hit. She says, Diana says, I'm back making my blanket. I am so behind. I'm from Tennessee. It's 60 here today. The cancer was a stage 3. It almost got me. Oh my goodness. Oh, I cannot imagine what that must be like to get a diagnosis like that. But you beat it. I mean, praise God. That is so good. We'll just pray that you have continually. Diana, I'm going to put Hannah, write her name down so I remember to just pray for good checkups, okay? Going forward. Hannah, if you could do that for me, I would really appreciate that. Okay, so, and I talked about the yarn already, Judy, but I'll mention it again. I wish I had the thing to show you, but I don't. I used most of it. It's Lion Brand Mandala Baby. It's a DK or a number 3 weight yarn. And yes, Diana, it is okay to be behind on any of these projects. I'm cranking these things out faster than I ever have in my life. You can just call it the pandemic year. There's not a whole lot else for me to do as I'm here away from my family. But these videos are going to be there for a long, long time, so they're not going anywhere. So work at your leisurely pace. You're supposed to enjoy the journey, right? Terry says, wow, beautiful, colorful, interesting blanket. Great for them because bright colors get baby's attention. Yes, Terry. That's the other thing about the colorful colors for a baby. Yeah, I still have memories. I know this is going to sound bizarre to some of you. I still have memories as a small child looking at the quilt that my mom's friend or somebody made for me. And I still have that blanket. And I remember studying all the little patterns on it as a baby. I mean, as a toddler, as a very small child, it means a lot to me. And I know I've given baby blankets to people for their babies, and they've told me that the blanket goes everywhere the child goes, and even the texture, just for feeling the different texture, especially if you make a blanket with popcorn, even if it may not be something that you would like to look at so much, but just to feel the texture for a child is so, so good and so important. Um, wow, Judith sounds like she's had some bad weather. Yes, yes, we do need to pray for this bad weather when we hear about these natural disasters. She had a derecho. Wow, 140-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, we had one of those hit our area several years ago. Those things could really tear things up in a hurry. Glad you're okay, Judy. Um, let's see, I'm going to scroll down here, past some of the conversations. And Pat says, no hoods for her. Okay, noted. Swati says, I think, Esther, I think that I might own all of Bonnie's books. Wow. I put them on my Amazon wish list for birthdays and Christmas, and my friends and hubby took note. Lucky me. Wow, Swati, thank you. You're helping to, you have contributed, I mean, you and your friends have helped me to send some of my kids to college. Thank you. Um, and Creative Tracy wants to know, did I control the baby blanket or just let the yarn flow? I just let the yarn flow on this. Now, I did specifically want yellow for the center, so I started off with the yellow. Um, but you can, I even talk about that in the video. You can peel off the colors, roll them up that you're not wanting to start with, and then hold them aside. There's enough yarn. If you buy two of the same, there's enough. Now, that's provided that in the factory they didn't, reattach yarn with a knot, which, sometimes is just really aggravating, and that happens. Okay, guys, the shawl's going. Ugh, it's getting warm in here. But yeah, I totally let the yarn do its thing, and it did its thing on both blankets very well. The one that's published in here, as well as this color. I liked working with those colors. I forget the name of the colors, but you can go to their site and you can see the circle wheels and see the different colors there. And I will have the name listed in the video coming out. Yes, thanks, Pat. Yes, I do have 3 patterns in that Crochet World magazine. And the other 2, what I decided, I think I told you last week, the hat and the bag are coming, but I'm going to push them back a week. This is coming this week. And that's one more thing. Let me look at the date. I'm going to be on Facebook Live. I think it's on Tuesday. Let me double checking my calendar. Okay. As far as I know, on the 20th of October at noon, if any of you all are on Facebook, there's a Leisure Arts page. I'm supposed to be scheduled to be there at noon, and I'm going to be talking things that you already know about, though, but I'm going to be talking about the self-striping leaflet and about the release of the video, which by then the video will be up and running. So if you're, around and want to take a look at that. It won't be on Bonnie Bay Crochet page. It'll be on Leisure Arts page. Okay, so Brenda Mack says no hood. Okay, Brenda, got it. Thank you, Thera. Is it Thera? What a pretty name. She says she likes the throw thing. Cannot wait to make it. And is it Marie? Can't wait for the new pattern. Yes, it's coming. Creatively Tracy, did I answer her question, Hannah? I guess maybe I did. Okay. Well, thank you, Laurie. I do have some copies in my Etsy store, and they have a ton of them, I think, at Leisure Arts. I think both of the links, I think, are in the video description below. Is it Leora? Says, I made your easy granny stitch shawl with the red heart roll with it in the color curtain call for my mom's birthday, and it turned out so nice. I forgot to take a picture of it. Oh, I would love to see that. That is such a fun, easy shawl to do. I believe I'm going to get through. Okay, and somebody said something about buttons on these pockets. Let me see. Where did I see that? Susan Navy says, hood please, pocket. I want it all. Let's see, I'm so glad I found, okay, A Fishes and Loaves in Lowe's Life. That's a cool name. Says, I'm so glad I found you. I did my first cloth from your year-old video. I'm a weird holder of my needles and hooks, and my pencils holding was always weird, so it goes with the territory. Yeah, yeah, it's whatever you need to do. Um, and Sonia's, okay. And Pat, here it is. Pat Chadwell says, why not make a hood that buttons on so you can have it either way? Now that's an idea, Pat. That's a good idea. If you can keep it to, get it to stay on with crocheted buttonholes, that would be the trick on that one. The problem with that, for me personally, I've had a coat like that, is my hair gets stuck around the buttons. But if the yarn is thin enough, the hood maybe, I don't know. Well, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. Helen Frost says hi from Central Florida, a new subscriber. Welcome, Helen. Sorry I had to wait so long for me to get to your comment there. And I do need to probably be winding this down, but I do want to go see if there are any other questions. I'm mostly looking for questions now. Swati says, I love baits too, but I also have a knife holder. You're also a knife holder, okay. But I've learned to change to the pencil hold here to alleviate hand pain. Wow, good idea. Paula says, the boy hooks don't work for me either. Yeah, they don't work for me personally, but I don't want to ding the company because I know a lot of people love those hooks and they can't do a thing with the hooks that I love. So I think it's like it's almost like buying shoes for your feet. Some people love some things and just can't stand the others, and it's a very personal preference, and I totally get that. So Kelly looks like she's trying to figure out what she can make for her daughter's wedding present. Wow. Well, Kelly, one thing I do for wedding gifts, I love to give Afghans, just beautiful crocheted, texturized Afghans. If I have some handy and I hear of somebody getting married, I always send them an Afghan. It's just, I know that's something that they can use and cuddle under and enjoy for many, many years. Jane says she uses the pencil hold too. Loves Susan Bates and Brittany hooks. I'll have to look for Brittany hooks. I'm not familiar with those. I'll have to look those up. Yes, Hannah, everybody has a specific way of doing it. And I think I've answered the question that Patsy has about the color control. I did not control the yarn. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to skip over these because I know it's getting late. I went way long. But I am going to read all of your comments, guys. I'm just looking to see if there are any other specific questions. Yeah, Jane talks about wearing a glove to help with stress on the wrist. That's an excellent suggestion, Jane. Terry says she's been crocheting for decaf. Yeah, just be careful, yeah. And Paula likes the Clover Amour hooks. And Jan says, I tried knitting. What's the trick to get used to using 2 needles? My brain gets stuck. Jane, one word, continental. Continental, continental, continental. It works. It works. And anyway, so let's see. Okay, and Laura says, for me, furl hooks, anyway, work really well, but they are pricey. I had issues with carpal tunnel syndrome, and the furl hooks help quite a bit. Yeah, those are very pretty hooks. I do have, somebody gave me one of those, and I tried it, but the thing, I think I'm just like one of those old dogs that can't learn new tricks. The flat spot on the hooks here, that there's a thumb holder, it keeps the hook from turning. That's the one thing that keeps me from enjoying some of those fancier hooks. I've tried them. I want to fall in love with them, but I've just not been able to. Anyway, so Danya says, I'm a lefty, so if no pattern for lefty, I have to watch the video and then listen to it. Ignore the video somewhat. It doesn't confuse me. I must be ambidextrous. Huh. Well, that's, Danya, you've got a bigger brain, smarter brain than I do. Well, I just heard a doorbell ring, so that means I probably need to get going. Let's see. Yeah, Bobby's here. I'm just making sure there's nothing really big that I need to Yeah, Pat Dancer says removable hood. Yeah, Eureka, what an idea, right, Pat? Um, oh, thank you, Suzanne Walker. She says, just wanted to let you know, I love your Key to Happiness shirts. My favorite style and shirt is my wonderful quality long sleeve Rip It shirt. What Suzanne's talking about is I have a Teespring store if you all are looking for fun crochet t-shirts. I actually designed a new one that says these are a few of my favorite strings, and it has a list of different types of yarn on it. It's available now in the Teespring store. It's down below. You should see pictures down below of that actually. But I'm hoping to be able to wear one as soon as they get delivered, because I ordered some long sleeve shirts for the cooler weather that we've got coming. So anyway, well, let me go ahead, and I need to just get ready to go because I hear somebody needing me to go respond out there. But I wanted to read you something encouraging, as you know, before we leave. And yeah, I'm going to read two things. I'm going to start out with something that's a little pointed. You know, social media can be interesting. I'll just say it can be sometimes like walking through a minefield. And I wanted to read you some of Jesus's words that are very convicting to me. And it's just kind of as a heads up, kind of a warning with a smile, because I love you guys and I want the very best for everybody. Let me just read it and you'll understand. This is from Matthew 12, verses 36 through 37. He says, and this is under the heading, a tree, in the Bible here, a tree is known by its fruit. And he says, I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Ouch. Well, those are always convicting, and I have that verse in the back of my mind. I don't walk perfectly, as nobody but he did, but that is always in the back of my mind whenever I go to social media in any capacity, or a controversy of anything comes up, is just have to focus. Okay, I need to love this person, and I need to look past this situation to the future. I'm going to be held accountable for whatever I say here. And I've, over the years... Okay, am I back? I think I'm back. Okay, sorry, I buffered there for a minute, guys. But I want to leave you with a positive, encouraging word as well. And this is from Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30. And this is some of my favorite verses that I cling to as well. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So who doesn't need rest, especially during these times we live in? So I can't improve upon that. So great to visit with you all again. We went late today. Sorry about that, but I just love interacting with your comments and everything. And looking forward to seeing you next Friday. Until then, God bless. Bye-bye.